Hello fellow coyotes, my name is Cadet Tristan McKenzie and I am your ISNCO, bringing you another helpful tips and tricks video to improve your technical readiness in 10 minutes or less. Without further ado, let's get started. So today we'll be covering Ethernet hookup and setup, troubleshooting issues, and the benefits of using Ethernet as opposed to the WREN Wi-Fi. But before I jump into that, I want you guys to scan this QR code. This is the link to the survey at the end of the video. And so once you're done finishing this video, please fill that out. It takes 60 seconds, and it'll help me making future videos. And you can put in whatever like IT problem you want me to make a video on, and I'll go ahead and try to do that in the future. So without further ado, let's go right into it. Okay, so you all should have been given an Ethernet cable when you came here to West Point. But if not, you can always buy one for less than $5 on Amazon. And what are the benefits of using an Ethernet cable? Well, it actually is quite useful because it can be twice as fast or more than the WREN Wi-Fi itself, and it's also much more reliable because it's a quick plug-in into your like your device. So I highly recommend using this. And so for the setup, as you can see right here, this is the Ethernet plug-in for your wall. Now, from my experience, I've noticed that the plug-in on the left, the yellow port on the left, is typically more reliable, and that's because I believe when West Point was contracting for their electrical, they only funded for making one port work for each room, or for each outlet itself. And so when you're using your Ethernet and it doesn't work, just know that it might be the other port, so make sure you try both ports before giving up hope. So if you use a docking station, which I highly recommend, in this picture it's a little hard to see, but you can, next to your HDMI, this is your HDMI ports, next to that is USB ports that you can plug your mouses and keyboards into, and then right next to that, and in between that and your power plug-in, is the Ethernet plug-in. So that's where you find that on your docking station, and not all docking stations are the same. But now if you don't use a docking station, you just want to use it on your computer. I'm a cow, so the cows, your guys' computers' Ethernet plugins are going to be right next to the power button up here, and I believe it's the same for the new computer that all the new cadets got. So it should be right there. It has a little flap thing, and it should just slide right in. Do not force it if it's not going in. Fill out go to help desk and see if you can get that issue taken care of, but do not tamper with your hardware. Okay, so now that we know what an Ethernet cord is, what it does, and where we can get those, now let's jump into how do I set it up on my computer. So I've plugged it into the wall and I've plugged it into my computer. And you should see LED lights flashing in the plug-in port. So you should see a green LED light and then either a yellow or red LED light. If it's red, it's most likely not set up for your computer. And if it's yellow and you still can't connect, it's also not set up and we have to troubleshoot that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into how to troubleshoot after we show you how to set it up on your computer. So there's a common theme with all my videos. I like to start them off with going to help.westpoint.edu. This is the one-stop shop for all my IT problems. So I'm going to type into this little search bar, I'm going to type in Ethernet. And then it's not going to be initial cadet laptop configuration, it's going to be wired configuration guide for Windows OS. And they also have one for Windows 11. So those of you who are on Windows 11, you can follow that guide. So this is the one for my computer, so I'm going to follow this model, but just remember you can easily go into the one for Windows 11. So I'm not going to read through these instructions for you. I'm going to actually show you how they look on my computer in real time, but you can always reference these at help.westpoint.edu if you want to take your time and have more in-depth guidance. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So first I'm going to start off by typing services into my computer. And then I'm going to, if you get a pop-up that says let this make changes to your device, always make sure you hit yes, okay? And I'm going to scroll down until I find wired auto config. And you want to make sure it's on a running status and an automatic startup type. Mine's already there because I've set it up, But if yours isn't, you can right click, hit properties, and then right here on startup type you would hit automatic. A lot of people, you're starting off with manual, so make sure you're on automatic. And then for running, you would just hit the start button. Now if my Ethernet is running and it's started up and it's not working, I'm just going to go into this, I'm going to hit stop, and then I'm going to power my computer off, power it back on, and then hit start again. And that's how I troubleshoot for that. Okay, now that I have my Ethernet cable running, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type into the search bar again, settings, then I'm going to select network and internet. I'm going to follow Ethernet, and then I'm not going to worry about these. I'm going to go into change adapter options. This pop-up will come up, and then I have two different Ethernets. Now, both of these say network cable unplugged, and that's because I intentionally did not plug my Ethernet cable in for this video, because I wanted to show you guys what you should be seeing when you initially start this up. So if your Ethernet is not plugged in, and you see this, or if it is plugged in and you see it, likely you're plugged into the wrong port on your wall. So you're going to want to go ahead and change those ports, and if it's still not working, restart your computer, and if it's still not working, it's a hardware issue on your computer, and you're going to have to go to Gold Codes. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and show you what it looks like then. Okay, so I just got done plugging it in, and as you can see, Ethernet 2 is currently not having a red X on it, and that's because I plugged it into my docking station. If I plugged it into my computer, it would probably be Ethernet that would be lit up. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click on this Ethernet cable. I'm going to select Properties, and most of you will get a pop-up that says, let this make changes to your device. You're going to hit yes, and then this will come up. You'll have two different tabs, Networking and Sharing. You may have authentication, and if you have authentication, then you're in the right place. If you don't have authentication, that's because your Ethernet cable is not running. So you're going to have to go back to the start of the video where I talked about going into your, your services and making sure that that wired auto connect was running and that it was on automatic. So once you do that and you restart your computer, you should see this authentication tab. So you're going to click that, and then you're going to make sure you have a couple things. So first you're going to make sure this is checked, the enable EE802.1x authentication, and then you're also going to take this drop down button and you want to make sure it says Microsoft Protected EAP, or in parentheses PEAP, and then you're going to hit settings, and then I believe you're going to go into, not into settings, you're going to hit additional settings. Yeah, that's right. And then you're going to say, a lot of you are going to be on user or computer authentication. You want to change that to user authentication. And then you'll replace your credentials, and then you'll type in your credentials that you use to signing into your computer. Once you're done with that, you're going to hit OK, OK, and then it's asking me to sign in, so I'm going to put my credentials in. So once I put my credentials in, I have this little pop-up that comes up. It says, can't verify the server's identity if you're trying to connect to your organization's Ethernet network, yada, 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 yada. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit connect, and it should automatically connect me. Now, if you're not connected at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to restart your computer, and then when it pops up, when you come back onto your computer, you should see, in place of the WREN, you should see this westpoint.edu. It should look like a monitor screen with a little cord coming up. And that's how you know you're connected to the WREN. Or not the WREN, the Ethernet. And it's that easy. So I'm currently at 9 minutes and 20 seconds, but ladies and gentlemen, that is how you connect your Ethernet to your computer and/or charging port, not charging port, docking station. So yeah, it's twice as fast as regular Wi-Fi, and I highly recommend using it. So yeah, like I said, if you could fill out that survey, give me a fair rating, and let me know how I did. And also fill out those text boxes and let me know what IT problem you're having trouble with, so that I can make more videos in the future, because if you're having a problem with your computer, you're probably not the only one. So please fill that out. Thank you guys so much for your support as always, and I'll see you in the next video.